All right, it's Craig Carson, aka Diallo Payne, here with the Deadline, ROC.com. We're about to interview the brother Justin Morris real quick because he has some strong words. We just came from a press conference that's discussing the building, putative or fugitive building of a police station, a substation at Laura and East Main Street. And so this press conference, a lot of community activists came together to push it against a city council vote to vote that $16 million a place. We think that defunding the police is the best position. Brother Morris, speak on this topic.
One of the things that I pointed out during the press conference is, one, that sign over there says future. And whenever we talk about something future, that means we're speaking it not only into existence. And another thing that I brought up is when you have a city council that works this close with our mayor, they already know that this is happening over here. But one of the main points that I brought up was about the chain gang. We have to understand the implications of what this Beechwood neighborhood has done to young black and brown men in this community. We have people, young men from this community that have been given 50, 60, 70 years for novice crimes that were committed over here. This was started at the beginning of the gentrification of this neighborhood. They had to get all of these young men off the streets. And in order for them to get them off the streets, they were the first ever case in Rochester, New York to be hit with the RICO law. If you're familiar with the RICO law, this is the law that they brought down the American mob with. So you mean to tell me in Rochester, New York, black and brown boys are in a position where they need to be charged at the same rate as the American mob? This was one of the hugest injustices done in our community, and nobody talked about it. And now the smack in the face is to put a police station right in this very neighborhood where these instances have occurred. I want you all to go ahead and look up what I'm saying, because the best way to prove truth is through fact. So go ahead. This is a case. It's a public case. It's public knowledge. It's public information. The Rochester Chain Gang, the Grand City Wolf Pack, they were giving, the people at the top of that indictment were given 50, 60, 70 years. These are 18, 17, 16-year-old young men that were sentenced like this under the federal guidelines of the RICO law. You have to understand that this isn't just something that's happening this week. This has been something that's been in the works for a long time in this community. And when I say this community, people don't know the evils and the ills of the Beechwood community in our city. Historically, this neighborhood has been pushing people out for years. But I really want you all to understand how severe this is and how they use crime and these narratives of crime to put young black men in this community in prison for 50, 60, and 70 years. It's young men that's from this neighborhood that's never coming home. We got a couple young men right now that's coming back down to court in New York City. It kind of got pushed back because of the coronavirus, but these young men have fought and they have become essentially attorneys in prison to get themselves back down on appeal to get their sentences reduced. This has been since April 29th, 2009. Then they just picked up another brother, which happens to be my brother, on another federal indictment because he was picked up on that federal indictment. The feds in this community, the police in this community, they have used unethical practice to get black and brown young men off of these streets. Vote no, listen city council, vote no to this police station. Even though we're looking at it and it says future home of RPD, we need you all to understand that that shouldn't be. That shouldn't be. We haven't voted on anything yet. And as city council, you represent us. Mary Lupian, this is your district. At-large members, these votes are vital right now. All 5 of your positions are up for re-election, and this could be the thing that breaks you. This police station in this neighborhood that has practiced racial and unethical practices as it relates to black and brown people can be the very thing that breaks you.
That's real.
Peace out, y'all. I'm out.
Peace, brother.
Yep.